Hello, hello! How's everybody doing out there?
I'll respond on their behalf.
Why don't you respond on their
behalf? Great!
Yay! So greetings, everybody. It is another year, another Sentinels anniversary, another listening party, another trip around this fair sun. A lot happened this year. What happened in your life this year, Jean-Marc?
I had a daughter.
That's kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, she's wonderful. Super smiley almost all the time, but she doesn't sleep as well as my son. So I realized how spoiled I was with our son now that I have a child who doesn't just sleep through the night.
I hear ya, and I have been there. All right. Yeah, and then obviously in the life of the company, a bunch of other really interesting stuff happened. We've launched another game called Aeon's End. You should go check that out. We're making a whole nother game. It's called Spirit Island. You should check that out. I think Nightbot is dropping various things in there to let you know about all the things that you can go take a look at, so I won't be putting any links in there. But of course, you're here because this is us celebrating the 5th anniversary of the launch of Sentinels into the digital realm. Some of the other Handelabrats are going to be joining us later on to play some Sentinels of the Multiverse. But the beginning of this show here is going to be a listening party. But wait, actually, I forgot. Before we do that, I need the chat's help. Because I think I might be like a few months late because I went to my liquor store and I didn't realize that this was a thing. But there's Johnny Walker, A Song of Ice, and A Song of Fire. So I need the chat to tell me which one I should try first. Because I just can't decide. There's already like the regular White Walker Johnny Walker, which I got during the actual show. But I didn't realize that they had these two other varieties, so of course I had to get it. So I see a couple of votes for Fire. So I think I'm probably going to try Fire. So what I'll do is I'm going to pour myself one, and I'm going to try it while we're going through some of this stuff, and then I'll report, and then I'll try the other one later on. So, yeah, we got two votes for Fire and one for Ice. I'll keep this on, but Jean-Marc, why don't you tell everybody what we're going to be doing tonight?
All right, yeah. So way back, if I take you back a couple centuries ago, we had a Kickstarter for Oblivion, and
not just Oblivion, all of season 2.
Yeah, all of season 2. That's right. That's the thing, is it was so long ago that my memory's a little foggy now. And one of the stretch goals for that was hero themes for all the season 1 heroes. So that's 21 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to be fair to everybody who's been asking patiently, yes, it has taken a long time, but that's only because we've been working on other awesome stuff too. It's not because we've forgotten about all you wonderful people. But once Oblivion was done, and I guess Aeon's End as well, we said, okay, now it's time to actually focus on some more hero themes. So that's what we're doing. So one way we decided to do it was in Sentinels, there are certain teams of heroes that go together. So we thought, hey, well, why don't we do like chunks of hero themes in teams? And so, because this is our 5th anniversary, we thought it made sense to start off with the Freedom 5.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so we've got 5 themes for you to listen to here. The first one, as what you might expect, is Legacy. For those of you who've been around the Sentinels verse a long time, you'll know that I composed this for Shattered Timelines in order to have some reference point for Iron Legacy. And then we also did a base game listening party, and we played it again there. So this will be a 3rd time charm for some of you. But we want to be complete here. So let's begin that. So Legacy. Paul Parsons is the son of Joseph Parsons, the man who defeated Fyodor Romanot in the fight against the USSR. Residing in Megalopolis, Legacy always fights for freedom, liberty, and protection of the good people of Earth against forces too strong for it to contend with. Presenting the leader of the Freedom 5, Legacy.
That is an invigorating theme.
All right, yeah, Legacy's
Boy, howdy.
theme. Legacy's theme takes a classical cinematic approach to the superhero theme with a purely orchestral score that's meant to evoke heroism, freedom, and soaring through the skies. The most obvious reference for this is the Superman theme, but hopefully it's different enough to stand on its own. And if any of you have heard it before, you might have noticed that there is a new section to that song now. When I originally composed it, I had that section in my head, but it just wasn't necessary for what it was being used for at the time. But now that we're making proper hero themes, I'm like, okay, now now it belongs.
Indeed. Yeah, this one, and obviously you've already told the story of this one and where it came from and how it got built, but it really does sort of capture exactly what you're talking about. It's that truth, justice. He said in the chat, truth, justice, and the American cheese. Like, that's kind of the perfect description of it. You know, like, if there wasn't any cheese in it, it wouldn't be right for Legacy. Like, there has to be some of that sort of, like, totally serious, you know, truth, justice kind of deal. So, I really enjoy this one.
All right. So, next up, we have Tachyon. Dr. Meredith Stinson has her hand in numerous scientific research projects, from military technology to cheaper methods of ore processing. However, her greatest achievement has been in the field of particle physics. While working on a new technology used to transport objects at the speed of light, an accident occurred that trapped Dr. Stinson inside a device during its startup sequence, flooding the room with tachyons. Thankfully, she was unharmed, and serendipitously, it transformed her into the fastest woman on Earth, presenting the speedy scientist of the Freedom 5, Tachyon.
Oh my goodness! I feel like I want to go run a marathon whenever I listen to that one. I think I kind of yelled in Jean-Marc's ear accidentally, because at the beginning I started singing along with it, like in that really frenetic kind of way, and I told him I'm sorry, but when I hear this, I'm physically incapable of not doing that. It just has crawled in my brain. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, so as one would anticipate, Tachyon's theme is at a significantly higher tempo than the rest of them, and as such ends up being shorter as a result. However, we tried turning things up even more, but when it was too fast, it resulted in a unpleasant listening experience, and we didn't want that. So instead, it's mostly the supporting instruments that are playing like really quickly, but the main melody is at a fairly even pace. Like, you can sing along with it, and it doesn't feel like you're doing something ridiculous most of the time. Mm-hmm. You know, I really like a lot of her cards. There's just kind of her like pop, bow, wang, like as she's speeding by or whatever. So that's what those like hit moments are for. But yeah, like this sort of reflects her character as well, since even though she's moving at superhuman speeds, she still is in control, and like from her perspective, it all still makes sense. It's not just a bunch of things moving incomprehensible speeds or anything.
Right. Very cool. So yes, now as someone in the chat pointed out, those are the two that you've heard. Legacy was first, not only because he's the leader, but also because it was the oldest theme that we've done, and you've heard most of it. This one, you've actually heard the whole thing. This is like completely the exact same video and literally everything from way back when. But now we're moving into uncharted territory. So who are we going to be listening to next?
All right. Next, we have Absolute Zero. Ryan Frost was a janitor at Pike Cryogenics Laboratory. One night, he was caught in the explosion of a malfunctioning Sub-Zero atomizer. He survived, but his body's core temperature was permanently dropped to nigh absolute zero. He was operated on under the extreme conditions of a cryogenically frozen operating room. He regained consciousness but could not leave the tiny cryo chamber. Dr. Stinson, aka Tachyon, created a mobility-enhancing suit for him that was capable of maintaining internal temperature of absolute zero. He could have the suit and work to pay it off as a member of the Freedom Five. After 2 years of reluctance, he became absolute zero and fighting for the good of mankind to pay off his debt and attempting to live as normal a life as possible, presenting the coolest guy in the Freedom Five, Absolute Zero.
All right, cool cats, just chill. That's what I have to say to that.
Yeah, well, Absolute Zero is one of the harder themes to define, exactly what his music should sound like. So when I first knew we were doing hero themes, I was thinking of some sort of like epic hero theme with fire and ice. But after listening to the Letters Page podcast episode about him, I started to reconsider if that approach made any sense. And when I asked Christopher and Adam about it, they agreed that his music was hard to pin down. Their basic description was something along the lines of, something jazzy, bluesy, that's sad, but not too sad, sort of like the world sucks, but so what attitude. Oh, and make it really icy.
Okay. Right on.
So it took a bit of time to figure out exactly what that turned into music-wise, but...
Whatever it is, it seems to be working.
The results are as you heard.
Indubitably. All right, so for those out there who can math, you know that there's only 2 options left. So we're going to flip a coin. Or should we just do it alphabetically? What do you think, Jean-Marc?
I think we should pretend to flip a coin and then go in the order we were going to.
This is theater, Jean-Marc. I was doing a bit. See, this is the problem, is we didn't work out the bit ahead of time, so Jean-Marc didn't know to do it. So yeah, talk to me about Bunker.
All right. So, Tyler Vance joined the military, went to the Middle East, and in so doing became a war hero. Upon his return, he was approached by General Joshua Armstrong, who offered him the opportunity to join the Freedom Five. If he did, he would get to operate the brand new personal armament exo-chassis YS-1300T suit, an automated battle suit with the firepower of a full battalion, presenting the strategic brains and mobile armory of the Freedom 5, Bunker.
What a way to end that. So I think the eagle-eyed out there in the chat land might notice, if you look back through that, if you watch it again, that I think Krista actually used some first edition artwork in that video, which I don't know if she should have. Because it's some of the old artwork that was actually replaced on... I don't know if it actually ever went out in a production version of the game, but I know Bunker and Tachyon both have art that I've seen that is not on cards. And I think she might have used some in this video. But that's... So there's a fun anniversary fun fact for you. So tell us about your thinking about Bunker.
Alright, so unlike Episode Zero's theme, this one had a fairly obvious theme to it. Very militaristic. And since the military has a long history of music in a particular style, those were one's reference for his music. particularly the music from Fort Adamant, which is also a part of the game. However, I didn't want it to just be a standard, military band march or whatever. So I basically took a whole whack of gun explosion sounds and turned them into a sound effects beatbox sort of thing. And then, came up with some interesting rhythms that sort of represent Tyler's regimented style use of his weapons. Like it's very, it's very precise.
Oh yeah, no, and that like evokes. There's
performing.
There's that really specific military. I think is it a Navy thing? It might be a Marines thing where they like spin the guns and like drop them down, and it's like very specifically rhythmic in the way that it works. And that's what this evoked for me when I heard it the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Except that because it's just like an audio thing, he can go ahead and just like let loose as much as he wants with his weapons and not worry about dealing any damage, right? So.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So that just leaves one Freedom 5 member left, and I don't want the other 4 to hear me, but this is my favorite one of this batch. It's really great. So I'm excited for you to tell us about it. What's going on with the Wraith?
All right. Maya Adriana Montgomery was an exceptional girl, blazed through her education at the age of 15 and going on to get a double major in math and mechanical engineering at one of the nation's top universities. However, one night while walking home with her boyfriend, a group of thieves surrounded them and beat them severely. She survived, but her boyfriend didn't. After that point, her parents hired a roster of martial arts instructors and a team of personal trainers. She grew skilled in several forms of combat, and Maya took it upon herself to patrol the area around the university. Maya began calling herself the Wraith and concealed her identity while on patrol with a homemade mask and cape. During the day, she was now the new inherited CEO of Montgomery Industries. Legacy and Tachyon invited her to join the team against the greatest threats to world peace, presenting the shadow of the Freedom 5, the Wraith.
And we're back. So I have to say, something that I heard this time through that I hadn't, or maybe not heard, but felt, is that this conveyed to me a very similar feeling to how I feel at the beginning of like an episode of Game of Thrones, where it's like the music tells me, all right, sit back. There's going to be something presented to you, and you're probably not really going to get it all the first time through. That's what this piece of music said to me. I think that's why it's my favorite, now that I'm thinking back on the many times I've been listening to it while I was cutting it together and editing it and stuff. Like, it really has that almost timeless, epic sense of, like, you're going to a different place, and that's what I really like about it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, for a long time, when I knew there would be a Wraiths theme, I had imagined her being represented by a solo violin over top of the background music that originated from the Rook City theme, almost in contrast to it. And this idea stayed with me for a long time, and I ended up sticking with it when it was time to compose her theme. The first section is much more Rook City than the Wraith, but you hear her sort of coming in and out.
Yeah, she's like bouncing around. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then in the second section, she's boldly traversing through the streets, keeping them safe, and the music kind of swells as if the city briefly thanks her for her heroic actions.
Very, very cool. All right, so that's the Wraith, which brings us to the end of the Freedom 5, which means it's time for me to report on A Song of Fire, which is the one that I drank. I understand like why they call it The Song of Fire. It's got a bit of a spice kick to it, but nothing to write home about. I would give it, out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5. Maybe a 7. Probably a 6.5. Next, I'm going to try The Song of Ice. So that was the Freedom 5. Which means it's probably going to be time for us to be moving on pretty soon, right, Jean-Marc?
Yeah. So thanks for coming out. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed listening to...
Wait. Hang on. Someone's pinging me with this hashtag. It says hashtag bring Debbie back? Does anybody know what that means out there in chat land? I'm not sure what this means, but someone's yelling at me that I'm supposed to hashtag bring Debbie back. Do you have something about Debbie, Jean-Marc?
I think you're referring to Deborah Caspit.
Oh, I see. That's where the confusion lies.
Yeah. Deborah Caspit always had a knack for building things, but she could build things without even touching them. All she had to do was assemble them in her mind, and the pieces would align themselves. Mm-hmm. One day she received word that there was a position open for a person of her skills, if she would be interested in working with Dr. Stinson. Presenting the Technopath and intern of the Freedom 5, Unity.
Hashtag Sparks! And we're back. Freedom 5, Freedom 6. You know, what's a freedom between friends, right? Although I guess that's not technically the Freedom 6. She's the sixth member, but she is this. In this case, it's not a member of the Freedom 6. Never mind. It's go listen to the letters page, and it'll clear it all right up for you. All right.
It's the heroes that are in the Sentinels RPG. So yeah, this was one of the themes that I was most looking forward to figuring out, as I wasn't exactly sure how to represent her powers. I knew it had to match her bouncy personality and had to present her as a hero. And that I wanted it to sound like she was like assembling and disassembling mechanical golems, and that those bots had some level of sentience. So I decided to go with like clanging metal percussion and the sound of early computers chiptune, even though the bots are mechanical. Also, a lot of runs up and down to represent the bots being assembled and disassembled. When I had it in a piano sketch form, I wasn't sure if those elements would come through when actually orchestrated, but when I was able to add those instruments, I feel like the unity between the orchestral parts and the robotic parts makes for a pretty fun arrangement.
I agree, yeah, and that's, I want to be 100% clear that when I said that the Wraiths one was my favorite, I am not trying to disparage this one or any of the others, because this is glorious, but the Wraith is the one that's like, I close my eyes, I lean back, and I just am transported to another world, so, like, they're all fantastic, and then one was transcendent, so I guess you're just going to have to settle for one transcendent piece of music this time. All right, John has joined us. Are you there, John?
I am there.
He are there. I made the window. I made the window all wide because I thought there might be more people, and I wanted to make sure that everybody could be videoed. But it doesn't look like anybody else is going to join us. So, Jean-Marc,
Jennifer joining. I know she's in the chat.
She's in the chat. Yeah.
Joining in the game.
Well, hey, Cartoon Jen, if you're watching and you want to join, you should join the Skype so that we can do the thing. But I think, yeah, she doesn't usually like to use a video camera, and I know Jean-Marc doesn't even have a video camera, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and make this back to a normal size so that John is not enormous.
I'm enormous.
He's just enormous. He's not enormous. If he was made by Apple, he would be enormous. All right. So, yeah, we're going to play some Sentinels. Let's do online multiplayer. Make a new game.
I need to get my glass.
Private.
I guess I should probably start the game.
Start the game already!
Alright, and I'm going to put... Oh, that's not going to work. That's dumb. Why did I think I would do this? Why did I think this would work? This is not going to work. All
what do you think is working?
I keep trying to, like, go to the open conversation. There we go. There. Hopefully that... Will that work? Will that help you get in? Or do I need to actually look up the name of it?
That's right.
All right. Yeah, so... Oh, I wanted to have this so that I could hear the music that's coming in. Can everybody hear the Sentinels music out in Chatland? I need to double check that it's actually a monitor audio through USB. Yes, there we go. Okay. So we've got John and me. SOTM music is a go. Excellent. Yeah, don't forget, we're running a Kickstarter for a thing. And by Kickstarter, I of course mean an Indiegogo. We are raising money to make Spirit Island. Oh my goodness, we are so close to being 59% funded. We're very excited that we made it all the way up to over half of the way there in the first few days. We just got to keep it going. It's a dev stream tomorrow. It's going to be part of the big anniversary event that's happening right now. We're doing a dev stream for Spirit Island tomorrow where Jean-Marc and David are going to dig into the engines. You can see how a computer plays Spirit Island, basically. We've got a sale. All things Sentinels are discounted. I have it on good authority that you can actually get the Guys Completionist Edition for more than half off altogether. That's 50% off of everything, and you own literally everything. So you should check that out. And we're raising money for I Need Diverse Games. In fact, I don't know if anybody's actually going to that Tiltify link that Nightbot keeps posting there. But you can actually donate. We're trying to raise $1,000. We are going to donate $1 for every season pass or completion bundle sold throughout the course of the promotion, which goes all the way through Monday. But you out there in Chatland can also donate, so please do. We're gonna every day at the end of the day, I'm gonna be tallying up how many, and then we'll be donating for that day. So you'll see the numbers sort of tick up over the course of the week. Cool. All right. So it looks like maybe Jen is not joining us, and that's fine. There's just the three of us. I feel like I want to play Oblivion, but I also kind of want to play like just core game stuff because it feels like if we're doing anniversaries, like core game stuff is the way to go. So I don't know. What does everybody think?
Probably not Oblivion.
All right.
It's already 40 minutes into the stream, so.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. All right, so we'll do core game villain. And I think...
So if chat is wondering, I have Nut Brown and Raspberry Wheat from Garrison Brewing here in Halifax. And when you mix them together, you get a peanut butter and jelly tasting beer.
What?
It is super good.
That sounds ridiculous.
They even will make kegs for you if you want.
Nice. Yeah, I'm now into the Song of Ice, and it's definitely different than the Fire. That much I can tell you. It's like got a bit of a cooling. Maybe it's like a menthol.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's a menthol scotch. I don't know.
Menthol. Do they like add menthol to it?
I have no idea. It's like a branded Song of Ice and Fire Johnny Walker Scotch thing. So.
I see.
All right, so core game. Let's let the chat decide. Core game villain, and whichever it is, we're going to be playing the ultimate version. And then environments and heroes, I would say weapons free. Looks like Jean-Marc knows who he wants. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna go core. Oh, he already took legacy, so I guess I'll do. You know, I've actually been having a lot of really good games with Ra lately, or excuse me, with Haka lately. So
Omnitron is the villain vote.
We got Omnitron, Dawn, Cosmotron. Oh yeah, variants are open as well. So if you want to do Bad Blade or Bomber Blade or Nom Cannon. Let's see. I'm just gonna randomize this. Get an environment. Ruins of Atlantis. It is awesome.
You randomized and got 2 core game things.
I did. That is definitely a thing that happened. Well, we're waiting to see. We're not getting a lot of votes. Why no votes out there? We got 2. One for regular Omnitron and one for Cosmotron. All right.
2 votes for Citizen Dawn.
2 for Dawn. So I guess that's technically it now because.
Another vote for Omnitron. This weekly one-shot this week is Citizen Dawn in Ruins of Atlantis.
Oh, is it?
But with the Dark Watch.
All right, let's take a look here at what her... So now we have 2 votes for 3 different villains. That's awesome. No love for Baron Blade. Oh, well. All right, so Dawn's ultimate is increased damage dealt by citizens by 1, and whenever a citizen card is destroyed, Citizen Dawn deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 fire damage, which is interesting. Let's take a look at what... so regular Omnitron, has got increased damage dealt by devices by 1, and for every 7 damage Omnitron is dealt around, the heroes may choose 1 villain
component. Says Omnitron if you're looking for 3.
All right, boom, there it is. So that's what we're going to do then. We're going to do base Omnitron. And this is increased damage dealt by devices by 1. For every 7, you can only destroy 1 component, not all of them. And it looks like it's the same on the back as well. All right, so there we go. And we've got Legacy, Freedom 5 Legacy, Dark Visionary, and I feel like I should do a variant too for these 2 variants. Yeah, I almost never use the base power anyway. I wonder if I should do Eternal. Yeah, I'm going to do Eternal Haka. All right. I am ready to play.
Ready up?
Some old school sentences.
Readying.
That feels awfully loud in my ears. I don't know if I've got this turned up too high. Give me 1 second here.
The Sentinels, Reddit, and Discord have
that's why.
Into making hero tier lists.
I saw, yeah.
Holy butt louds. So I am bringing Visionary, who, according to some player, players. Has no good cards and just draws useless things. So we'll see.
Yeah, sorry about that take, Walker. I had the sound effects turned all the way up, but only the music turned down. So yeah, it was very, very loud. I apologize. All right, Legacy opens with a bolster allies, inspiring presence, and a couple surges of strengths. We've got Cerebral Hemorrhage, Mental Divergence, Mind Spike, and Rest the Mind for Dark Visionary. And Haka has got all the Hakas, a couple of restorations, a battle, and then a Vitality Surge. All right, so we get the Magnetic Railgun. That's a component.
I'm hoping for an Electro Pulse Explosive.
All right, so we do have two components out. One, I believe, is the card draw damage one, right?
It is good-natured tier listing.
Oh no. Whoops.
Oh,
You gonna give us all damage? It's only one damage. It's not.
Yeah, I was doing it out of habit. I was like, oh, we can all start the game with more cards. Sure, let's do it. No. Only if I could absorb the damage, but I can't yet, so...
Are you gonna... Who didn't vote? Is it John?
Voting? Oh. I don't... You need to... You really want to rewind?
Yeah, I don't want to deal damage to you.
It's only one, and we got cards. Totally worth it. And we
Alright,
would
okay.
be cheating by rewinding.
All right.
I guess we wouldn't necessarily, but...
So I guess we don't need mint. Or we do want mint. We don't want to ruin our mint.
1 damage at the start of the game for a card is a great deal. And you could just play Inspiring Presence and heal it back. Look at that. It's like it never happened.
So yeah, 5 years. It's half a decade, people. It's good times.
So we will not be able to destroy these components.
I guess nobody else wants to reminisce with me. Okay.
I'm playing a strategy game.
Okay.
So 5 cards in his hand. 1 card per year.
I'm not worried about those components. My computer is going so slow. What is going on? But it's probably
Oh no. Oh crap. I just tried to move
Letter
my
L's
sentinels.
disconnected.
Goodbye, Jeremy.
Yeah, who...
It's kind of early to rage quit.
Can you still hear me, or did I actually disconnect?
Skype helper is using more than 100%.
I can hear
I can
you,
hear you,
and you're
Jeremy.
still on the stream.
Okay, yeah, my game froze. So, because I tried to move it between my monitors, which was something I did not realize was an issue until I tried to do it earlier today. And I thought to myself, don't move it between monitors because it's going to get screwed up. And then what did I do once we're on stream? I moved it between monitors. So I'm just going to relaunch. Give me 1 second here. I have to get the stream set up too, so that's...
Did the game just get zoomed? Well, that's probably related as well.
Yeah, that is related to the fact that things are not where they're supposed to be. All right, everything should be better now there. And because I quit, can I not rejoin?
You can rejoin.
Where do I go? Online multiplayer? Yeah, there it is. All right. Sorry, it's been so long since I had game disconnect. I didn't know how to get back in. All right.
Are we ready?
We are ready.
So, 5 years.
So, 5 years, huh?
Are we
Yeah.
playing on advanced?
We are playing on
On
Ultimate.
Okay. I will reveal Omnitron.
How many countries have you been in since this game was launched, John? Is that a question you're even capable of calculating in an impromptu manner?
There's a map on our website. That would be the easiest thing to look at. waywardlovers.com. I like Electro Pulse Explosive with Rest of the Mind, but not if the environment might play it first. So that would be bad. So I surely want to draw a card.
Nice. Yeah, Jean-Marc, you've had both of your kids in the last 5 years.
This is true. Yeah, Judah was right after we did the first mini pack, and we were working on November of last year.
One deck dungeon. Finishing it, at least. Forest of Shadows, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or was that ENZ? I don't remember.
Yeah,
it's that actually.
It is kind of all
hard.
a blur.
2 years
Yeah.
ago, then 1 year
It
ago.
was easy to remember at the start when we were just doing one game.
It's true. I mean, we're working on Oblivion and Season 2 stuff for a long time, too.
Yeah, I think it was music for Oblivion at that time.
We can't play cards. Good thing Omnitron's not playing Electropulse Explosive. Visionary, worst hero, am I right?
Yeah, so I know one of those tier lists was talking about Night Mist as S tier, which I could certainly understand how that could be. I couldn't play her as S tier, but I could understand the argument.
I think all heroes are S tier. They're all super.
Well, right. I mean,
I think more interesting tier list would be making teams, because nothing in this game is with one hero, so it's difficult. It's not like a fighting game where it's one-on-one, and you can have a ranking like that. No hero exists in isolation, so it doesn't really make sense to isolate them that way.
well, as a Scarlet main, I will mention that.
Are we going to be punching?
Yeah, I had to get rid of the environment card to make card playing a thing.
Oh yeah, you did that. Well, that's good. I'm glad that's on the bottom of the deck now.
Yeah.
Jeremy, are you going to do damage?
I can.
If you can deal a couple damage, we can get rid of one of the components.
I mean, I could rampage, but that seems premature. I have Mare, but it looks like the only damage that I have outside of rampage.
Mirror would be enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we're hitting Omnitron and destroying things. Jeremy, are you going to damage? Is the sky blue? Is water wet?
Exactly. No hero is solo unless misinformation. Right.
Terraforming. Probably don't want that. Putting the Assault Drone on top.
All right. So we'll get my mare out.
And since it's challenge, we have to pick one. The Interpolation Beam probably does us more damage overall.
Yeah, I concur.
They're both not too bad with H equals 3, though.
Uninterpolate the beam!
Mm-hmm.
Exterpolate? Intrapolate?
Well, it's extrapolate. Like extrapolate, so
More
like make something
damage
that's up.
for everyone.
I think that's right. Interpolate versus extrapolate, not exterpolate.
Exterminate. We must all discard one card. Sorry, we must all discard a card. And later, we can discard one card. Team Orchid, Omnitron X, and Rogue Agent Knife. Yeah, they don't synergize that well together, but with other heroes who can help control the top and bottom of decks, like Freedom's 5 Tachyon or things like that. You can do some interesting stuff, or La Commodora, that is. Do some fun stuff. Just play Fleet of Foot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Another component.
So, 5 years, huh?
5 whole years.
Well, I will say this. With me and John, it's 10 years, huh?
Getting there.
Getting there. Yeah, actually, I mentioned it like late last month. I think September 22nd was the 10th anniversary of the actual founding of Handelabra Studio, which was the progenitor to Handelabra Games 10 years ago.
If Haka plays Punish the Weak, then your Rampage will be even better.
Cool.
But there are other things you could do as well. Savage Mana, also good.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at that Savage Mana. So that's
It's the best kind of mana.
I will still work on keeping Omnitron from playing the worst cards. So that might help. So you don't need me to hit anything. So if I hit Omnitron, then you're gonna Rampage. Then your Rampage will destroy a component. So that's probably still worth it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And you're gonna Rampage, so I don't need to hit that. I guess you would probably mare and hit Omnitron anyways, but that's okay. How about an automaton drone?
No, not that one, John.
Oh, and I get a Psychic Maelstrom to replace my other card.
You always just pick the first thing you see.
In the chat, they're talking about different teams. There is a completely broken team you can make. We've played it on the stream that has the Sentinels and Super Scientific Tachyon and other heroes that can help Tachyon use her power on the Sentinels more often. And it's pretty outrageous because they have 2/3 of their deck are one-shots. And eventually you've got all your ongoings in play and it's just 100% one-shot time from the Sentinels. It's pretty ridiculous.
Nice. Sorry, teammates. But you can take it.
That's a lot of hitting us. It is truly outrageous. The team is called Tachyon and the Gemograms.
It's truly, truly, truly outrageous.
So I would vote to keep Phosphorescent Chamber around. We have plenty of cards.
Sure, yep, I'm fine with that.
Ooh! Atlantean Font of Power mode. This is very dangerous with Omnitron. Quite dangerous, but also quite amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember the first time I played against Omnitron. It was when I was learning Sentinels, and just like playing multiple heroes by myself on the tabletop. And like for a long part of the game, I'm just like, oh, this guy's easy. And then it was like he did the destroy all equipment one and the grenade all at once, and it was like it was wiped out, and I was like, okay,
Well,
maybe
I'm in a cocoon.
think
I
about
hope. Yeah. Yeah, Omnitron can be a bit swingy that way.
Well, I forgot to mention I'm wearing my like OG Rook City shirt that I got way back when. At PAX.
Team Orchid, you should combine that team with Dr. Medico Malpractice. Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy. Your t-shirt?
Nope, I had said my piece.
Okay.
He's had it for 5 years.
No, this I've had for much longer than that. This I've had literally since we met them. So 2011, August, a month after Sentinels came out.
Oh, is that Rook City shirt or another one?
No, this is
Yeah,
this
the
is
Rook
my.
City-
Yeah, I'll stand up and show everybody because I know there was a campaign with Foam Brain to make like Sentinels stuff.
Right.
This is actually from the original Rook City Kickstarter.
Yeah, that was from the second time we met them.
Oh, was that from the second time? Was it
Yeah.
in the fall?
Yeah, the second time is when we got the... You may as well just hit Omnitron because we want Haka to eat the robot. Yeah, this at the PAX East was when
PAX
we got t-shirts
East.
from them.
Got it.
My t-shirt was a little too small, but a friend of mine has it and enjoys it.
Nice. Yeah, it's starting to fray on the bottom a little bit, and then like there's like strings coming out here, but I don't take it out as much as I used to. But I figured 5 years. I mean, 5 years, guys. Come on. I mean, whew.
Do I want to destroy the cocoon?
Arnov
Guess
has
I
that shirt
should.
too.
I guess you don't have to eat that drone. Well, is he going to recover the drone? He's going to recover... no, he's not. So, I mostly want to hit Omnitron more, so... Yeah, I'm not playing that. I'm using my base power. Sorry, I'm killing the drone. Because we want to destroy bad things. And use this power to reduce the risk of Omnitron doing bad things to us. Like that. Let's make him not do the sedative flechettes.
I concur. Those are bad.
I suppose Visionary doesn't get as much praise because she just stops the bad things from happening. And that's it's not as glamorous.
And it's not as visible.
Yeah.
Like, how do you communicate a thing that didn't happen? Like, oh, I mean, it could have been so bad, but you'll never know.
Yeah. We could have taken 7 damage across the board or whatever. Yeah. And lost all our ongoing cards. But we didn't. So if you hit him again for 5...
I was going to say, I can hit him for more than 5. Total.
Yeah, you got Elbow Smash and Talk of Battle, so...
Oh, that's right. I could...
Gain.
Yeah, I can do this. Great. So, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this. I've got another one of these.
I would suggest Elbow Smash for bringing the pain because you get your +2 twice.
How many did I do? We can do one more.
10. Time to deal 5 years of damage.
Alright, which one is more important to get rid of?
Disintegration Ray does more. They do the same amount of damage, I guess, but probably more from the railgun, right? Because it does multiple instances, so that gets boosts more times.
Yeah, are we gonna still keep this around?
I'm okay to keep it. LOL.
Yeah, we got just all of the hits right out the gate there, huh? Alright. What do I want to get rid of?
This is very dangerous
That's fine.
because Omnitron can play. Well, Omnitron's going to play a card that's innocuous at the start of the turn, but then he might play. He's going to play 3 cards on his turn, which is not great. The environment is tricky with Omnitron. Hey, that wasn't so bad,
Yep.
except for what we'll see what happens. EPE, that's fine.
Oh.
I got that taken care of. Flechettes, that's less good. I have Rest the Mind for the Flechettes. Or for the other thing. These are just all going away. Omnitron does not keep pillars in play on its own.
Man, his plating is so adaptive.
It's deblaptive.
It is.
We all deal a bunch of different damage types, though.
I think I'm just gonna draw cards.
Another heroic perception. Okay.
The game really wants you to intercept.
It does. Somebody's playing a game called Disco Elysium. I have to know what that is.
We want a drone or a ray. Any preference?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're getting to the point. Like, if I have to, I can play Taeha next turn, and then we're in a situation where I can be dealing multiple instances of damage to get rid of the drone, if that makes it easier.
Yeah, that drone is only doing like 1,
Yeah.
like 2 damage, so it's fine. Rest of Mine EE doesn't work as well with plating in play. What plating?
Yeah, so if I do... I can't deal multiple instances of damage to Omnitron this turn, because all my damage is melee. What is the state of...
Adaptive plating does not protect the electro-pulse explosive, the dolphin. Or Kuzunoki, I guess. Whatever you like. I mean, you could put a Teiha and then you have it. You might lose it. Just get hit points.
So I assume we're going to be using the EPE against Omnitron, right?
Against itself.
Oh, against itself.
Unless you want to get hit for 15 damage.
I don't.
Right. Okay.
If any of you want to heroically intercept me, that's fine.
So it doesn't matter if I do this then?
Don't hit it, please.
Don't hit it. Okay.
You can still use it to hit Omnitron for 15. And then kill itself.
Right. So, okay. So when I said, so the plan is to use the EPE against Omnitron, and you said, no, it's to use it against itself. The answer was actually both of those things.
Sure.
Okay.
We don't have to hit Omnitron. Depends on how much I want Visionary to hit herself. But want to hit herself less when she's at 11 versus at something else. But we can choose 1 for Omnitron since it is 16. That's a pretty good amount of damage. And that takes out 2 components, except there's only 1. If you can throat jab Visionary, then it's even better. That's how you can beat a Omnitron in 1 round. And done by an enterprising person on the internet.
Yeah, sorry, Brian the Wolf Hunt. What? Ketchup Rocket?
Ketchup Rocket.
Did she just arrive?
It's 9 a.m.
Yeah, is it morning there? Welcome.
It's 12 hours opposite from where I am.
Unless that was like a really clever script that she programmed in to make it look like she was posting. Alright, we got 2 more drones. We get a Kraken.
Well, the Kraken's going to go after the drones. So that's fine.
All those reactive platers. Alright, now that I've tried both the Song of Fire and the Song of Ice, the one that I'm going back to is the Song of Ice.
Interesting. Chris has been awake since 4 a.m.
But 4 a.m. where?
I think Haka has more cards to play that are interesting, so I only have 2 in my hand.
Sure.
Because you could, if you want to hit Omnitron more, you could, or do other things. Because I'm going to be doing Psychic on my turn. You're not winning the damage race, though. Not after that set of the flechettes. I blame the environment for that.
Indeed. So I guess Krista has been up since 4 in the morning, but she is where she's going, so that's exciting.
I choose a repair drone. Hey, demoralization. That's nice.
I will say it was not lost on my wife that more than half of the company is going to be in Japan over the course of like about 4 months or so. Like Krista's there now, you're going to be there, John. Jean-Marc is going to go there with his entire family. Like she's like, when do we get to go to Japan? It's like we'll get there, I promise. It's on the list. We want to do a whole Asia's the whole thing we haven't done yet. That and South America. We've done plenty of Europe. But we gotta see some Asia. We gotta see some South America.
Tell her I'm going there for the weather.
Oh, I will. She'll like that. Oh, that is an old school Handelabra
inside joke.
Inside joke, callback, whatever you want to call it. That's crazy. All right. Hit Omnitron for 3, and then I don't know. Does it matter?
Well, the Kraken's gonna one-shot the other thing, so
Alright, so
we just hit the Kraken. And we might be able to manage it.
The Kraken.
The Legacy can manage it with his power.
Oof, and we get some mystical defenses as well.
Those are not going to help us. Well, I mean, they are, but they're not also.
Both things
They're going to hurt us
true.
more than help us.
I mean, we are getting a decent rotation of damage types hitting Omnitron, so at least that's a positive.
Yes. Oh, look. A repair drone.
And an automaton drone.
That's all right.
All
We
right.
are getting closer to the bad cards I put on the bottom. Okay.
Legacy's playing Overwatch. What? I would have pegged him for a Destiny
Demoralization
guy.
would be handy.
What am I at? 5?
But you don't want to do anything.
I'm thinking. I don't know if I want to do... Yeah, this is probably the better choice.
Yeah, unfortunately that mystical defense is going to kill Legacy, so getting rid of that might have been better than letting Haka play a card.
Well, I still have the immunity from the.
Oh, you have because you have danger sense. Sure, okay, right. Okay, then that's fine. I forgot you played that. Oh. I'm actually totally fine with you losing one equipment card, right? For no damage.
Sure.
Or is it 2? It's 2 equipment cards. Are you okay with that? Or would you rather?
It's fine.
I mean, we don't have to play it now, but if we're going to have it played, it's better when we're immune to damage, so that's going to come up. Hey, Twist the Ether. I just need a cocoon. So anything 2 or less is dead from the environment.
Yeah, this does 2, and this does 2 targets 3. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we still got to keep whittling down Omnitron. You said anything, say it again, anything 2 or less is gone?
Yep. Actually not because of the damage reduction, so maybe not.
Right. Alright, well, we want to hit Omnitron.
Sure.
So I could take out one of the repair drones, or I could hit... I guess, yeah, I can't quite...
Yeah, the Kraken's going to go first and kill whatever's lowest. As long as something's at 2. So... Yeah, you won't actually you won't actually be able to make more than 1 card go away. So, I don't know. Whatever you like. Depends on what the environment plays too, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well I guess that's the worst thing you could have done, but okay. Now the Kraken's just going to go after Legacy to no effect instead of hitting them.
I guess I misunderstood when you said, I guess do whatever.
Well, I mean, do whatever, something productive.
The last thing you said before that was like, if you can only get rid of 1 card, so what did I do? I took a turn where I got rid of 1 card. I thought that's what I was trying to do. I guess that's not what
No, John only said half his sentence. He meant to say, "Do whatever I would do."
Yeah, that's true. And if we know anything, we know that is not something I'm good at doing. All right, Jean-Marc, rewind so that
I said the thing at 2 was gonna go, and then you killed the thing at 2.
Yeah.
Right?
thought
But
that's
it's
what
going to
I
get
was
killed by the
thinking.
Kraken. That's what I said. So you killed it. So now nothing gets hit by the Kraken. You don't have to rewind if you don't want to.
All right.
Oh, wait. It's first. Okay, never mind.
Just trying to win.
What are you, some type of game player?
Sometimes.
You can get any color you want as long as it's black. Yeah, I have not played as much Sentinels lately, and so I am not as up on my strategy as I used to be. So I often forget certain effects.
Anybody really want to play a card before their turn, or should I double skip?
Thank you, Lewd Dolphin.
There's definitely much better things you can do than double skipping. Because you're going to get killed by the environment. Like, no, I guess not by the environment, but probably by Omnitron. We certainly have cards to play, like not ground pound, but other cards. You could remove an environment threat. There's lots of stuff.
Yeah, that environment is not looking great. That's a lot of hit points to get through.
Why don't you play lead from the front?
Because I don't want to take damage.
Why would
I
you
guess
take
from
damage
the
playing lead from the front?
Oop.
Yeah, I'd be happy to play a card, or Haka probably has a card to play. You could play another copy of Danger Sense. But I think removing the mystical defenses is probably the best thing, right? Because that is damaging us. And we don't have many hit points left. It's your power, though.
How do I...
You want to rewind?
No, I'm just wondering who do you want me to... I'm unclear who should play a card.
I think the best thing to do would be to not have someone play a card, but remove an environment card.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I was confused. I thought you meant let me play so I can remove it, but I forgot that he can also do that. Okay.
The Kraken's just going to go after you, so, and you're immune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twist the Ether is interesting. Kind of want to put it on myself. Also kind of want to put it on Omnitron. Probably most useful to put it on Omnitron. We have enough damage types that it's not really like we're worried about the adaptive plating.
Mm-hmm.
We have another technological singularity, but have no equipment in play, so I'm okay with that. Don't play equipment.
That was an accidental click. Ignore it.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we don't need ground pound this turn. Because Omnitron is going to play 2 cards. So Omnitron, whoa! What? Are you discarding ground pound?
Let the record show that you just said, I don't think we're going to need ground pound. Like, I'm in the phase of my turn where I'm discarding cards.
This turn. I was talking about not playing it this turn. That is clearly what I said.
Jean-Marc, can you rewind?
I can't take back what you did.
Alright, sorry. No, that's what I was saying. That. Good. And
There's still a chance.
This right
I'm
here.
trying to kill this all. But it's a low chance. Lower chance, I guess.
My goodness, look at all of those ground pounds.
You could so pound the ground.
I could so pound the ground.
That is good. We will need them if we survive.
Instructions unclear. Ground pound caught in the Pillars of Hercules. There is like a little mosquito in here that's driving me insane. It keeps like flittering right in my vision and I'm not fast enough to grab it.
Hey, Sparky Wolf has a good point there. 5 years.
5 years.
Did you know
Can
that?
you believe it?
5 years. Legacy can pretty easily get rid of toxic seaweed with his power. So
Yeah.
I would just skip this. Do you have a damage type preference to receive?
I don't think I do. I don't think there's anything that's being reduced more than the 1.
We'll take the 1. And it's not Set of Flechettes. Hooray! That might be the next card. Let me look at the deck. Because I think it might be the next card, Set of Flechettes. But I can use my power and make it go away for a little while. Or we can use ground pound. Like, we could just use ground pound and not need to worry about the villain deck for a while.
That's true.
That is probably what we should do. And we don't have to worry about the EPE either. Oh, although Set of Flechettes will destroy ground pound after dealing damage.
Yeah, so not an infinite solution, but at least a short-term one.
No one else damaged Omnitron since me. So my cards won't really do much. So I'm just going to skip. And yeah, we're still going to want a ground pound because we can't deal with the EPE right now. It'd be nice if the Krakens were going after it. That would be really nice. I guess it's going to skip twice so that I can maybe draw something else. Thanks, Nightbot, for posting links.
Nightbot is
if you have Next Evolution, I know you had it before, but it got destroyed or something, then we're mostly safe.
Yeah, I don't have it now. Is it in my deck?
There's at least 1 or 2 in your deck.
There's 1 more in the deck. Yeah, there's definitely better cards I could be drawing other than Heroic Interception. 3 Heroic Interceptions and 3 lead from the front.
Yeah. Oh my... What is this? First of all, anyone who knows anything about mythology knows that there's not 3 krakens. All right, there's one. There's one kraken. It travels all around and it kills all the things. That's it. There's one of them.
All the limbs of the kraken.
And it is eternal.
Our random number generator's broken. Oh,
These
there
are
they
the
go.
appendages of the kraken.
There they go.
Oh man.
Now Haka
I need
has
to get
all
a
the
Haka battle
components.
like right now.
You better survive. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Jean-Marc disconnected.
What?
Yeah.
Now he's back.
No, don't. No. At least he deals the damage before destroying the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the destroying
So we're-
order going to matter here in any way?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
It's actually probably like the best case. Not the best case scenario. There are worse
The
cases.
least worst case scenario? Alright, so now it says that Jean-Marc's back. I did not have his avatar for a while there, so... But he is back now. So.
It's a middling scenario. Oh,
Oh.
No! Avenge me!
Oh, Haka's down with so many cards in hand.
I know. Didn't even get to use them.
What's left in the villain deck? Not too much bad. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to deal with all the business.
No. Let's go back.
Are we not playing an extra card?
It was. I accidentally clicked on skip.
I would love to play a card. Probably decoy projection. Yeah, that's the only way I survive the electro pulse. So I don't survive the rest of the villain turn. Takedown. That would have been nice last turn.
Well, Haka can let him play it.
Omnitron still immune to psychic damage. Can Haka let him play it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's enough, but it's something, I guess. We'll see what I draw. If I draw Rest of the Mind... what else does Haka have? Yeah, play a card. Reduce all damage by 2. That could keep us alive. We don't really care what the villain deck is. Honestly, didn't even need to hit the Electro Pulse. But I don't think it super matters. Look at my own deck. Don't really care about those, but I'll take the decoy projection anyways. Yeah, I mean, playing Takedown is not the worst. Psychic Maelstrom is fine too. I think actually Electro Pulse is going to kill Legacy anyways, so that doesn't do anything. But we're not going to survive the villain turn in any case. Ooh, increased lightning damage. So Legacy's hit even more from the Electro Pulse explosive.
Goodbye, my friends.
You saving the decoy projection?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not killed by the decoy but I'll be killed by whatever else happens at the end of the villain turn.
I mean, I was just being.
The start of the villain turn.
It's something Legacy would do, so.
Would he save a decoy projection though?
I mean, but that means that you still have the decoy projection to save you for later.
That's true. All right. I don't think it mattered in the end. All right. Time for one more.
The 5-year anniversary luck. Right there.
We need a click. There we go.
All right, we're gonna play generalized randomized, which basically just means I'm gonna hit random. Oh, I'm not the king anymore. Ah!
You're not the king. I'm the king. What would you like the king to do? The king will decide.
I was just gonna say that it's gonna basically be on random unless I don't like it, in which case then I'm gonna change it.
Seems fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm less concerned with who and where versus what I get as who the character that I'm gonna play.
All seems fine to me. Sparkable says you're muted. Maybe you were muted.
I was muted. Yes, I was muted. I figured it out. Ooh, this looks like an interesting team.
A shooty team. We
Yeah,
just don't
sure.
all shoot guns. Some of us shoot other things. And then the 2 equipment heavy heroes versus Chokepoint.
Oh, and we're just playing standard, I guess, but that's fine.
Well,
You have the metal
you
and all
know.
things calls to me, and I answer with commands. Look and load me a me. Let us put on a blockbuster performance. Alright. Stuntman opens with Let's Flemmies! Lembuscade, the usual solution. And violent escalation. Darkwatch Expatriette has gotten arsenal access, liquid nitrogen rounds, RPG launcher, tactical shotgun, and Parse has got some data mining, an exploit vulnerability, and a couple of recompiles.
You must win by the 3rd goat.
Oh no! We were doing
Chokepoint.
goats before it was cool.
Chokepoint does nothing bad. I played a game against her where she just kept stealing everything and had the card that would steal it back whenever she destroyed the stuff from her flip side, and I just had no way to get rid of that. It's horrible. All right. Let's play some cards. When is the goat? Is it at the end of the song?
I think it's in the middle of the song. So it's like technically it'd be like 2.5 times through.
Yeah, it's almost the middle.
Yeah, but Louis says, I think the only time I struggled against Chokepoint was with the ultimate rules.
Ultimate Chokepoint is very difficult.
Yes. Yeah, so this is a fun celebration of absolutely nothing that was in the core game. Or was in fact out. Actually, that's not true. Expatriette was out when we launched the digital game. I don't think Parse was yet, because Parse was part of Vengeance, right?
We knew Vengeance was out.
Okay.
Chokepoint wasn't.
Yeah, Chokepoint was not.
Came along with Villains of the Multiverse.
And
Kickstarter.
obviously Stuntman. Or
Do
very
I
even variant
want-
Stuntman.
I don't like that environment card. Do I? Let's get rid of it. And punch Chokepoint a bunch.
So there's the goat.
All right, 1 goat.
I just heard it. 1 goat.
Anyone want me to deal them 3 fire damage? No? No takers? All
Oh,
right.
thanks. Shocking animation.
Fun times. Usually put it later in the order. Or there.
I don't know. I saw someone vote for the card that wasn't mine, and I just voted for it. So sorry.
Usually vote for the one later in the order so you have a chance to kill it. But if we'd all rather take 2 damage, that's okay. I will just have to kill it on my own turn. I will attack my flamethrower. And my flamethrower will hit me back. Because it's jerk that way. And I'm just going to Chokepoint, because that's more damage.
You're leaving me on a dramatic cliffhanger. I don't know.
Flamethrower is going to blow itself up anyways. And Splammy is like, dude, I thought we were bros.
Alright.
Yeah, you could have RPG launched the shocking animation. But we wanted it to go on my card. Can you hear yourself in that chorus, Take Walker?
I mean, you definitely can. The question is not whether you can hear yourself in that chorus. The question is whether you can discern yourself from that chorus.
Hey,
This is me assuming you are one of the people that sent in a singing for it.
Targeting Arrow, one of Parse's best cards. I quite enjoy.
Quite so. Indubitably.
Another Blade Battalion platoon. I can't stop that one.
It's fine. We're taking Chokepoint town, so.
To Mordengrad town. Oldie Mordengrad town. Well, I don't have an equipment card for this now.
It's fine. At least I still get to keep my shotgun.
Could have kept your shotgun if you RPG launched the last one. Do I want to destroy this? Nah.
Je ne sais pas.
You speak French, right, Jean-Marc?
Oui, oui.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, all my schooling was in French.
How important is it for us to get rid of this Blade Battalion platoon?
Nah, not that much. We can hit it with splash damage.
Okay. In that case... yeah, this is fine. We'll do that. I guess that was dumb. Why did I do that? All right.
You know, shocking animation is an ongoing card. You can destroy it with an RPG launcher.
Oh! Well, then I'll back up for that reason instead.
Back it up, back it up.
Yeah, I was focusing on dealing enough damage to Flak Jacket to get it out of play. I hadn't even thought about it from the other point of view. That's fine. So we'll do that.
I have been mentioning it a few times.
So we'll hit
Would you say you've been mentioning it for 5 years?
5 whole years. 5 years of Jeremy and John, almost 5 years of Jeremy and John streaming Sentinels. We started streaming Sentinels in I feel like it was sometime in November. So it's like 4 years and 11 months since we started the streaming stuff.
Was it before? It was maybe when it was in Greenlight on Steam, right?
It was between the tablet and the Greenlight launch is when we started the streaming. I don't know if it was a regular every week thing right away, but it was certainly pretty close to it.
Well, make sure to tune in tomorrow afternoon.
Goat number 2.
Watch the dev stream, and then we'll be doing a 24-hour highlight marathon. Are we starting with Sentinels Live number 1? I don't even know what the order is.
I don't. I also
That would
don't
be
know.
Cool.
Yeah,
feel
Krista
like you
set this
have
all
to.
up, and basically she was like, you just need to be able to push play, and it'll do everything it needs to do. And then she left for Japan. So hopefully I don't screw it up after the dev stream tomorrow. But you should also come to the dev stream tomorrow, which is at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be David and Jean-Marc, and they're going to be digging into the Spirit Island engine. So that should be pretty great. What's Spirit Island? I'm glad you asked. That's the game that we're making. The next one. It's our 4th game? Our 5th game. It is our 5th digital tabletop game. Sentinels, Bottom of the 9th, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, Spirit Island.
5th. Number 5, you say.
5 years.
That's a game a year, on average.
On average.
Team Orchid would like analysis on Stuntman. I would suggest play your best card. Play all your cards. They're all the best. And if you use Action Hero Stuntman, you will be playing all your cards all the time. So bring someone to help you draw. Is it the time to destroy Dramatic Cliffhanger? It's not the best time. Don't feel the need.
I feel like I'm not as talkative this stream as I am often when I'm on the streams. I'm feeling somewhat pensive thinking about like 5 years. It's like a lot has happened in 5 years. So I keep sort of flashing back.
She's trying to select a card and move it. That's not what I want. I want her to destroy my cards. This is the worst timeline. Fine.
So I will say,
go ahead.
one of the things that I literally have it as a bookmark in my Chrome is to the time code during the Wrath of the Cosmos listening party, where we're queuing up the remix, the Bloodsworn Coliseum remix of the Sentinels theme, and how exciting that was, and how excited the comments were. Like whenever I'm feeling down, I watch that. Because it then leads right into the announcement of the Season 2 Kickstarter. And it, like, just watching the comments it just gives me a boost every time I do it. And that's literally 3 years ago at this point. It was 2016 that we ran that Kickstarter.
Eloise asks, how much has Handelabra grown in 5 years? Emotionally, we've grown a lot.
In other ways, we've grown quite a bit.
Size-wise, I think we are about the same as what we started, but we've sort of fluctuated over the years.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna play, and then I can give some more of that. Do we need to get rid of either of these environment cards, or should I just keep wailing on Chokepoint? I mean, I could nitrogen rounds. I don't know. What is this? Does this deal everything? Yeah, I mean, I can reduce the damage dealt by 1, but I'll end up taking it out if I do that. So.
Yeah, whatever. Anything you do is fine in this situation.
That's fine. I'm just gonna do this then.
Except, like, doing something obviously bad, like shooting me. Not anything. Be clear.
Wait, are you Stuntman or are you Parse?
Shoot Chokepoint.
All right.
I think John said to shoot him.
He clearly said that. The words "shoot me" came out of his mouth.
They did.
And if I were to have shot him, I would have clearly been following instructions. Yeah, see, Loot Dolphin heard it. You all heard it. You all heard it out there in chat land. It's fine.
That's how context works.
Good times.
Merry Christmas.
We've got Parsmith.
I feel like we're coming up on the third goat, people.
I probably should shoot me every year since 2014, Blue Dolphin, so it's not just 2019. Expatriette is selecting a card to play, draw, or discard.
Oh, sorry. Right.
So I said 3.
No, that was my fault. I was not paying attention. I was trying to read. I was trying to get caught up on the chat and things. So.
Happy Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh yes, happy
UGC
Canadian.
first discovered the game 2 weeks before the backer kit ended on the Season 2 campaign. Yeah.
Cool.
And then you joined the madness.
Here we are.
It's been great to have everyone along for the ride. Blue Dolphin asks, how old am I? I am 38.
Big 3-8.
I am older. How much older? It's up to you to figure that out.
Some older.
I am some amount
Big
of older.
5 years. not even that.
Suit me, John. Yeah, see, that's actually, it would be like circa 1980 to 2020, right? Isn't that what the circa means? It means at approximately this time.
Did I say shoot me in the womb? I mean, it's possible. I was mostly in the womb in 1980, so.
So here, I'll tell this, and this will give it away immediately. I am within 1 month of age of the original Star Wars. I guess within a month and a half.
Of its release date?
Of its
or
release
some
date.
other?
Of its original release date.
So you were born within a month and a half of a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Galaxy far, far away. Exactly right.
A long time ago. Blade Battalion Platoon is being jerks.
Jeremy's 19.
Nice.
Oh yeah, episode
Feel like-
1, the very first Star Wars movie.
Time to blow up Blade Battalions.
Yeah, and actually, I think I've actually worn. I have a shirt that I got for myself for my birthday on my 40th birthday that said, 19, the year I was born. The Birth of Legends with a big picture of Darth Vader on it, with the obvious implication that's like I was also born that year. So that's a thing. Yeah.
I associate my birth year with the Nintendo Entertainment System. And Mario.
Yes.
Mario's birthday. Hit Stuntman first.
Won't it do that?
It might. Choose for me. It does not indicate. Because it will do damage to less targets. Because I'm going to hit it.
JCC, I actually feel exactly the same way when I'm around Christopher and Adam. It's and you know what? Here's a peek behind the curtain. That is, the songs of Ice and Fire are opening my peek behind the curtain from an emotional point of view. Like, there's definitely some part of me that's like, man, Christopher and Adam are like between 5 and 8 years younger than me. I don't remember exactly. And look at how they sort of decided at a fairly young age to sort of take their future into their own hands and start making a thing. And I was older than that when I first decided to do that. And so, in a lot of ways, the success of Handelabra is based on the success of Greater Than Games. So while they are up here, we're sort of sneaking up behind them in their shadow. And there's definitely a part of me that's like, I'm older than these guys.
Destroy all environment cards. I already did that. Sorry.
Yeah, this is just playing through at the speed that it's happening. So
Christopher definitely is an old man at heart, though.
he totally is, and that's one of the things that is so weird about it. Is like, I mean, he wears
Like, some
literal
people have children at
waistcoats.
heart, and he's an old man at heart.
Yes, he's an old soul. That is one of the ways that I've heard him described. And the way that he does literally everything fits that, which is, I don't know, it's somewhat ironic because, like, he gets a tattoo the way you would expect, like, an 80-year-old old soul would get a tattoo. But it's like, would an 80-year-old old soul get a tattoo? No, not a boomer 80-year-old, but Christopher at the when he's 80, that he'll be acting exactly the same as he is now, if that makes sense. An 80-year-old of today is not like that, but
No,
a
but maybe
millennial
he'll
who
be
is
acting
aged
like
to
a
be 80.
150-year-old.
Could be. It could be.
And then
like
we'll
an
know what
eternal.
they actually act like by then.
Yeah, we won't know until then.
Select a card.
Have
Okay.
selected an Expatriette Rook City card.
And I will say, too, some of this comes from the fact that, like, I was lucky enough to realize that I am not a purely creative person. I am very good at taking things that other people have made and making them slightly better. I'm not good at starting from zero and making something cool. It took me a long time to realize that about myself, and it took me a longer time to be okay with that about myself. Like, I thought, like, if I can't write a book or if I can't paint a painting or make a film, I'm, not like a quote-unquote an artist or developer or a gamer or whatever you want to call it. And so the fact that we got to the point now where I not only am totally cool with that, but am okay with how... Let me just put it this way. I describe my job as creating a place where good people can make cool things and then getting out of their way. That's kind of how I try to run the company. It took a long time to learn how to do it that way. So, anyway. More pensiveness from the 5 years. 5 years, guys! Can you believe it?
5 years.
5 years.
I mean, yeah, you're sort of at the point where you're realizing the things that took a few years to come to, that if you had earlier might have made a difference. But you're glad that you came to them
Oh, totally.
in the end anyway. Let's see.
Oh, thanks for hosting us, Jimmy the Cannon.
Stuntman.
They said it, take a shot. Uh-oh. Oh, the 5 years. Pistolet.
Betrayer. Would you like someone can have one of their equipments or ongoings destroyed? I guess I could destroy moving target, right?
Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Oh, I
did not
don't.
hear
Oh,
that question.
moving target doesn't. Interesting. Moving target doesn't destroy itself, or it doesn't like have an effect on destruction. The effect is like a little different, so it doesn't give me a power use. You're not gonna need all those guns, are you?
I have a lot of them, and that's part of the reason why I kept playing guns, is so that we have things if we have to deal with it, so...
I could destroy the pistolet. I don't need that super much. I'll trade that for 3 damage.
Yeah, so JCC and Sparky Wolf, like, I too would say that, like, I don't know that I found a quote-unquote great talent of mine, unless you consider my great talent to be surrounding myself with talented people and letting them be talented around me. I guess that is a talent. There are good ways you can use that talent and bad ways you can use that talent. President of the United States. Yeah, I don't know. I guess part of it was that I also became okay with not being a tortured artist, which, like, as much as Christopher and Adam today are very good about things like work-life balance, it was not always that way. I knew when Christopher was literally like living out of a basement and not able to pay himself anything, and yeah, it can be tricky to be that dedicated to a thing or that single-minded about a thing. So.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people who are successful did go through a point in their time, in their lives that was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like they had to give up a lot of securities or conveniences or money or whatever to get to the point that they are. And now that they are there, they don't have to do that. But
yeah, I could tell the story about how Handelabra Studio became Handelabra Games, but we'll save that for another time. Suffice
I've told
to
that
say,
a few times.
I've told it a few times, but suffice to say that I have definitely been through those. Oh my goodness, what is going to happen? And when John says that like we've sort of been around the same, technically speaking, when Handelabra Games, the company actually Handelabra Games started, it only had 2, not even employees, just 2 partners, and that was me and John. Prior to that, when it was just Handelabra Studio, at one point we had as many as 10 people, including myself and John, so 8 additional people beyond us. But when we transitioned from the app studio to the game studio, that entire workforce was let go, was downsized, whatever you want to call it. We basically essentially almost went out of business, and so we sort of pivoted and became the game studio that we became. And so now we've gotten back up to about 7. And part of the reason why it took us as many years as it did to get to 7 instead of as quickly as it happened the first time around was because I learned that first time around that you don't want to grow too fast.
Sorry, Jeremy. I know you were going to play Unload, but I, Anton D. Romero, world-famous movie star, have stolen the scene.
Well played, sir.
And I've lost track of the goats.
It was like the 4th or 5th at least.
Okay.
It was definitely not before the 3rd.
so 5 goats.
5 goats, man. Can you believe it?
5-goat game.
5-goat game for a 5-year anniversary. And a 59% funded on the Indiegogo.
59?
Yep. We are over 59. Yep, just happened. That's good.
Almost 60.
Almost 60. Almost there. So yes, that's all the things that are happening. So this was the beginning of the anniversary party, but it's only just started. If you have anybody out there who has always thought, I'd really love to try that Sentinels, but I don't want to have to spend any money to do it, have I got the deal for you. There's a Steam free weekend happening now. It goes all the way through till Monday. And they're going to love the game so much that they're just going to buy it. And all the expansions are on sale as well, so you can check all that out. All the soundtracks are on sale. We just had, a beautiful listening party where you got to listen to 5 new hero themes. Sorry, 2 existing hero themes and 4 brand new hero themes. It was super fun. We're raising money for I Need Diverse Games. We as a company will be donating $1 for every season pass or completion bundle sold during the promotion, but you can also donate yourself if you donate via our Tiltify page, which Nightbot is diligently throwing into the chat. That will go towards our eventual goal of about $1,000 for this promotion. And then the final thing is Spirit Island Digital, spiritislanddigital.com. That is our next game. I've mentioned it many times, but I'm mentioning it one last time. Head over to that. It is deep strategy. It is cooperative. It's from Greater Than Games. What's not to love, really? Did I hit all the things?
Yeah, except when Jeremy says you can donate yourself, he really means you can donate money. So,
Or yourself. Also yourself.
You can do an in-kind donation of labor or something. I don't know. Any lewds are appreciated. All right, well, thank you. Happy 5 years. Remember, there's streams all week. We've got our regular stream team doing things. There's going to be a 24-hour retrospective that kicks off after the Deb stream, which is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's everything.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks for 5 years. 5 more years of...
5 more years.
We don't have
5 more
5
years.
more years content to make, but you know what it is.
Oh, who knows? Sentinels of Earth Prime?
Could happen.
Could happen.
5 more years, there's unlimited Aeon's End if Kevin keeps making Aeon's End games.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you out there. Bye.
Bye.